Greetings and welcome back to College 4.0, Ask a Webmaster. In today's question, we are going to explore the cost of a website. Hopefully you've had an opportunity to see some of the other videos, so the explanation will make a lot more sense to you. If not, go ahead to college4.0.com and check us out. So the cost, I get this question a lot, and I'm sure you've had it, and you've probably Googled it and YouTubed it already and seen some other videos on it. And you probably found that most of them are the same. That's the reason for that. That's pretty much because it is. The web design industry is an unregulated industry, which means there are no cops, coming to knock on your doors if you're charging someone too much or too little. So in that, you have to understand that first, there are, in my opinion, three different kinds of web designers. There are those that have the college degrees who are educated. They know the HTML, the UI, the UX, they know all that. Then you have those on the far spectrum of that, which are those who can go on to maybe GoDaddy.com and do a template website. And then you have those who are in the middle, which know how to use programs such as Adobe, Dreamweaver, and things of that nature. So depending on the web designer that you choose, whatever their skill is where their cost is going to lie. So if you were going on Craigslist, for instance, and you see a web designer and he's charging maybe $100, more likely he can build you a website and absolutely for $100, but he's using a template or a software company from that. Someone is charging a little bit more in the $500 to $1,000, the $1,500 range is using Adobe Photoshop for a lot of their pictures and images and Dreamweaver and things of that nature. And then, when you're looking at creating databases or social media, such as Facebook and, things of that nature, it can get a little bit more pricey on that. So you need a little bit more knowledge and skill. Now, it's not said that you can't create a social media platform and use and integrate all of these together. The pricing is just a little different when you run into that designer. What I found is most designers that you find on places like Craigslist and in the newspaper, they are the ones who will, they can build you a website, which means that they can get the job done. So the thing is, they'll charge you maybe $200, $100 to do this website, 4 or 5 pages, and that's perfectly okay. But their ability will be limited because they'll have to use some sort of software like Wix.com, or which is one of my favorites, in fact, or Website Tonight, or and these are all good platforms. GoDaddy has one, Yahoo has one. Almost there's one-in-one. There's a bunch of them, but they are limited in what they can do. You can't create your own thought of a letter. It just doesn't happen that way. You have to use the templates that they have there, and they move a certain way. So yes, you don't have to pay as much for all of that extra fancy flash, and you can still get a good looking website at a reasonable cost. Now, a scale up from there are those people who are in the middle like us. We know how to code, as well as we can go back and use some of the resources to put them together. We can put the videos in there and things of that nature, and this allows us to be more flexible. We can do our websites a lot faster because we can use certain wireframes that we've already custom built or that are already built out there on the website that are on the internet that a customer wants. And once you put those two together, your processes are a lot simpler, are a lot smoother, and come together a lot quicker. But it is more work, and it looks better, so the cost is a little bit higher. Usually we price it anywhere from $899 to about $1,200 for the basic 5 to 6 page website, depending on how videos and flash and things of that nature on there. Now, when you get into things like social media, social networking, like Facebook, you can create your own Facebook right now, and it wouldn't cost you, wouldn't have to pay that much, more than $50 a month. The problem is you would need somebody to maintain it on a regular basis. So what web designers usually do is they'll build you the wireframe and charge you a couple of $100, but still that lack of maintaining is just left. there's still no one to keep it going and keep it running. And that's where business owners fail to realize that even though you have a website and it's running good and you got a good price for it, there's still some things that need to be done to it. There's still some other things that need to happen in order for it to work the way that you intended on it working. But anyway, back to the question, the pricing. Typically what I find is if you are a small business, like a small mom and pop person, or you're just looking to, say you cut hair. This is a good example. If you cut hair, or you design hair, or you cut grass, or you shovel snow, something along the lines of that, a website shouldn't cost you more than $200 with maybe a $40 a month maintenance fee. Now, if you're doing something like landscaping and daycare, where you have a physical storefront, or a small mom and pop shop where you have a physical storefront, you should look to actually paying about $700 to maybe $1,000, $700 to $1,000 for a nice 5-page website, even up to 10-page websites if it gets up to $1,000. So photos on there, all of that stuff is included. And then if you're looking to really develop like a network, a social group of people, such as like a nonprofit organization, or if you're doing a case study, or you work for a university or something like that, you're doctors, dentists, those types of websites need a little bit more special treatment. So you need to look at spending about $2,000 on up. Not ridiculously like 20, 30 grand. But $2 to $4,000 to have a nice website and everything that you need outfitted with custom for you, So all that makes a difference. And I know I'm skipping over a lot of details, but that hopefully gives you some idea about the cost. Students, stay tuned. Come back and check us out on college4.0.com and see what other questions we get.